Together we're making a delicious blueberry pie cottage cheese ice cream without an ice cream maker. We're blending high protein cottage cheese with maple syrup and vanilla until it is smooth and creamy. Then we're making a quick and easy blueberry sauce and my homemade gluten-free graham cracker bits. Then we're swirling them all together for a high protein treat that tastes just like blueberry pie. Hello there, my name is Nicole Bonilla and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthy, all-natural recipes like I do, then you are in the right place. To make this blueberry pie ice cream, we're going to start by cooking down our blueberries into a very simple blueberry sauce. And this is going to intensify that flavor and bring out the natural sweetness in the blueberries. We're going to bring our saucepan to medium heat and then we poured in 2 cups of blueberries, and you can use either fresh or frozen. Then we're adding a tablespoon of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice just to bring out that delicious blueberry flavor, 2 pinches of salt, and then we'll just give it a quick stir and mix all the ingredients. And then we're going to let them simmer for about 12 minutes on medium heat, but I will want to come in and stir it about every few minutes just to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom. And as it simmers, it's going to thicken and intensify all that incredible blueberry flavor. Well, my blueberries have been simmering for 12 minutes and the aroma in my kitchen is unreal. And I did come in about every few minutes and stir it just to make sure it wasn't sticking to the bottom. So now we can turn off our heat. And now we have this gorgeous blueberry sauce. Now you can decide if you want to keep your blueberries nice and chunky, or you could blend this down until smooth. I really like having the chunky blueberries in my ice cream, so I'm gonna leave it as is. So to cool off our blueberry sauce, I'm just gonna pour it into this shallow container. And I'll spread that out. And then I'll put this in my freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes until it cools off. We're gonna make my gluten-free graham cracker bits. And I'm gonna use my chopper that comes with my immersion blender. And we'll begin with 3/4 cups of oat flour and 1/4 of a cup of tapioca flour. And for natural sweetness, we'll add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And a very important flavor is molasses. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon to give it that classic graham cracker flavor. Next, I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Then I'm just going to place my lid on top and set it to a low speed and just mix that together for a few seconds. So now we have this very fragrant and fun little graham cracker dough. To form our graham cracker bits, we're going to take a piece of parchment paper and then I'm just going to pull the dough out of the container by hand. And then I find it works best, once this is out, to divide the dough into 2 balls. And then I'm just going to give it a quick little roll in between my hands just to smooth it out. And then just simply place it down on the parchment paper and using the palm of your hand, just start spreading it out and thinning it out. And it doesn't have to be neat and pretty because we're going to be slicing them into little tiny pieces. And now that our dough is spread out, we're going to take a knife and make our little score lines that will divide this into our little bits. And so just starting at the end closest to me, I'll just simply go across the dough and about every 3/8 of an inch, just press down with my knife to make a little score line. And then now we'll simply slide this onto our baking sheet and then we'll bake this in a 350-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes or until it's lightly browned. Well, here are our cute little bits after they have been baked. And as you can see, it's now one giant graham cracker piece, but now we can easily break it off into our little squares. Now to make our cottage cheese ice cream mixture, you could use an upright blender or an immersion blender or a food processor like I am. And all we need is 4 ingredients starting with our cottage cheese. And you can use large curd, small curd, non-fat, low fat, whatever your preference. I like to use full fat for the creamiest texture. Then we're going to add 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 pinches of salt. And then we'll blend it on high until it is smooth and creamy. Well, that looks perfect and we no longer see any of that cottage cheese texture. Next, we're going to use a shallow dish or bowl, and then we're going to simply pour in our cottage cheese mixture. And then we'll quickly spread it out with our spatula. And then next we can add in our cooled blueberry sauce. So I'm just going to plop it right on top of the ice cream. And then we can sprinkle in about 1/2 cup to a cup of our graham cracker bits. And this is what really takes this ice cream to another level and makes it taste like blueberry pie. But of course you could use store-bought graham crackers if you're short on time. and you can buy gluten-free ones if needed. Now to have those beautiful purple streaks through the ice cream, I'm just going to take a spoon and kind of flip the ice cream over, because I don't want to mix it together too much or else the ice cream will just become a solid purple, which is also very beautiful. Well, this looks gorgeous and it's ready to go into the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours or until set. Well, here's a batch that I made yesterday and then I allowed to freeze overnight. Now, cottage cheese ice cream is a little bit different than traditional ice cream in that it does not stay soft when frozen. So all you have to do is take it out of the freezer and then allow it to thaw on your counter for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and it will become perfectly soft and creamy and easy to scoop. So I have a bowl here that I allowed to sit out on the counter for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you can see that it is the perfect ice cream consistency. That is incredible. That is so good. That seriously tastes just like blueberry pie. The blueberry sauce has so much flavor and tastes just like baked blueberries, and the graham cracker bits taste just like a real pie crust and are the perfect complement to the blueberries. Now, of course, this is a treat and will need to be eaten in moderation, but I love knowing that I'm eating something with clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat it. And I love being able to share my creatively healthy recipes so that you can enjoy them too. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen, and I've included a link to the full recipe in the video description below, which takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.